All right, everybody. This is one I've been really waiting for. Quick watch check. What are we wearing today? We got the Citizen. I don't remember what this one's, Corsa, something like that. It's their, if you got AP Royal Oak tastes, but you got ramen noodle, budget. That's what this is. Nice solar, 42 mil. Actually, nice little watch. This is the one I've been waiting for, and this is probably, I believe, the most expensive. I think it's the most expensive watch I've ever bought. These come in at just under $1,700. Now, the backstory here, and if you're one of those people who's going to go, get to the point, I got to see the what, well, then fast forward to like the 8-minute mark, all right? That's what YouTube lets you do. I do want to talk a little bit about the company and how this thing came to be in my collection. So if you've been following any of my other videos, I've been thinking about like, hey, I want to maybe cut back a little bit and scale back on my collection, go for quality over quantity. Not that there's anything wrong with the quality of Seiko and Tissot and everything else. They're all great watches. But I wanted to get more up into the luxury type watches, maybe a Tudor, a Baume and Mercier. Well, these guys have some higher end watches. The other ones that I have had, were 450, 550, and 650. And I was like, you know what? Let me return all of these because it's within the 90-day window, or at least two of them were. But the other one, they gave me full refund anyway, and that's why I want to talk about the company. Liv has been awesome to deal with. You get to talk to the owner, the guy who designs the watches. You got James and their concierge service. When you send them an email or a question, they're prompt about every step of the process. You got questions. They usually get back to you in minutes, if not an hour or two. Like it's usually, unless you email them at 11 at night. They've just been such a responsive company, unlike any other company I've dealt with, especially in the watch world. It's been just fantastic. So I was thinking about skinnying down, so I was doing the appraisal for the trade-in program, figuring, I'll lose some money. And they were like, well, wait a minute, dude, you're within the 90-day period. And one of them's outside of that, but you know what? You've been a good customer. As long as they're in like new condition and you have the box and everything and they're not dinged up or scratched or anything, just return them and we'll give you 100% credit back as a store credit. And I was like, oh, I didn't even think of that. And it worked out. And I bought this for $1,770. I had $1,750 in credit, and so it cost me $20 out of pocket. Now, this came in another bigger box. They're really big about the packaging and presentation. Came in a bag. But they've been just awesome. They're just such a cool company. So now I'm going to open this up, and this is different from the ones I've had before. I had the GX1, the GX1A, which is the smaller automatic version. I had the Rebel DCC, and this one is their P51 Mustang. This is kind of their top premier line. 5-year international warranty, getting started on their caliber 12 automatic chronograph, giving you some quick instructions. This is a limited edition. They only made 1,000 of these. And I have number 457, and it is numbered on a plate. I've got my serial number. It has been certified to be accurate within 5 seconds per day. Pretty cool. All right, so let's open this up. Comes in this really nice padded box. You got to Liv microfiber down in there to clean it. The box and the presentation, it just screams quality. I know you don't get to use these things. You typically only see it when you open the box up and take the thing out and when you sell it or trade it in or whatever. But you know what? It's a nice touch. So we have got the watch here. What this is, this thing just screams quality. This is a P51 Mustang, and they've got a bunch of different models, okay? They named them after different famous planes and things like that from the World War II, P51 being the Mustang. So I'm going to go here to Live Watches, and let's go to Watches by Type. We're going to go to P51 Pilot. Now, currently, they have 6 different variations. There's a green one that's called Frenesy Green. There's a blue one, which is the 352nd blue-nosed. There's a P51 full lume that is all white with a full lume dial. They've got a P51 titanium chrono black. There's a Ferocious Frankie yellow and black that's kind of like their Venom. And then there's this one, the Cripes Almighty. I just saw this as a pilot watch, and it's a big watch, but it's titanium, so it doesn't weigh a whole lot. Let's go in and kind of get you some of the specs here. So this is a big boy watch. You've got a really nice, I believe, what is this, Italian or French? Yeah, French leather, nice handmade strap, really, really nice quality. I mean, that feels like a $200 strap. Don't know what they pay for these things, but it ain't cheap. And you've got yourself a chronograph. We'll go over the specs real quick. This, let's give you a description. The Live P51 Cripes Mighty features a flat open blue dial, which is beautiful. It's got an ETA 7750 25 joule Swiss automatic movement day-date window with a 42-hour power reserve. It's got a high-grade black titanium case with skeleton case back, a custom rotor. It has a 120-click unidirectional, so only one direction. Nice action. It's just grippy. The jimping doesn't look like much because it's kind of hidden because it's black, but it actually is. Listen to that. Really nice action. It's a little on the light side. It's good though, man. Nice and crispy. 120 click. You've got anti-reflective on the sapphire crystal front and back, and it is water resistant to 100 meters. So it is a chronograph. And so with those, especially when they're not screw down, you're not going to probably get that 200 or 300 like I got on some of the other watches. However, the main crown is a screw down. Nice smooth action, nice positive click. Go ahead and wind that. It says give it 35 or 40 on the first time when you take it out of the box. I'm not going to count exactly, but let's just get a bunch in it, and I'm going to wear it later, so it'll keep winding. And let's see. We want to set the date. Nice positive. Ooh, that's a nice detent. Listen to that. Nice positive click. We can set our date. Let's set the date to the 28th so that we can make sure we get our AM and PM correct. So that goes in that direction, and then we will turn Friday. We want to get to Tuesday. Now let's pull out and set the time and make sure we got our AM PM right. Really smooth action, man. Wednesday the 29th. No, that's not right. The 29th is right, but I should have set it to Monday to yesterday. Let's push that back in. All right, let's start over. I'm such a goober. All right, so let's go back to Monday. And let's go to the 28th, yesterday. Nice positive action. I can hear it clicking. Let's pull this out. Let's go past midnight again, and that should be then Tuesday the 29th if we did this right. Oh, that's noon. Now we got to go to midnight. That's good. It looks like they are in sync. Got Tuesday the 29th. Great. Let's go past noon, get to 2:25, blah, blah, blah. I'll try to do as fast as I can so I'm not wasting my time or yours. All right, we got noon, and now we need to go to 2:25. And it's so many seconds, so we're almost 2:26. So let's just do that. Pop it in. Screw it down. Absolutely gorgeous. And for the size of this freaking watch, it is not that heavy. And that is impressive to me. And that was one of the things I was looking at their 44 mil diver. They've got some big boy chunky watches. The GX one that I had was a 45 or a 46 mil, but it was steel. This thing does not weigh much. They are claiming, let's go over the dimensions. 46 mil. It's a big case. Case height, 15.5. Kind of chunky. Lug width is a 23 mil, which will limit your straps, but there are 23s out there, and honestly, this thing's going to be tremendous. But it's also quick disconnect, so if you want to put a NATO strap or something else, you find a 23. You don't have to worry about dicking around with the metal tool and scratching up the leather or missing and putting an idiot mark on the case. The lug to lug is 52.4, so not that big for a 46 mil watch. The lug to lug is actually fairly compact for a watch that big. And the weight, 101.5 grams. This is a big watch. It is not a heavy watch. If this was in steel, this would be like a 200-gram watch. So I like that, unlike the GX1 that I had, I've got 7.3-inch wrists, circumference, and I was on the last hole on the other one. This, luckily, I'm on the third. So right there, might be able to go down to second, but if you got smaller wrists, this will fit. Also, what is important to note here is it doesn't taper where it was on the silicone strap of the GX1 that I had. I was on the last one and it was right where it was starting to taper. So if you had smaller wrists, you couldn't really get it to fit and pull it in and poke another hole in there. Here, you'd want to make sure you do it with a proper leather punch. Don't sit there with a screwdriver making a hole and making a mess of it. But here, because it doesn't taper back past there, if you had more like a 7-inch wrist, you could make this work for you. You could, if you anybody that does leather work or saddle work or anything like that, I happen to have some stuff, so I have leather punches, and you could go and put another hole or two, and you could make that fit if you have smaller wrists. For me, that is perfect, and I've still got 2 to go. Or go the other way if I got really fat. So there you have it. Beautiful ceramic bezel. You've got your second complication there is your running seconds. Okay. You got your day date. And then you've got your nice clicky, little stiff, but that's good. It won't go off accidentally. Go ahead and click that. You got your seconds counting. And then I'm guessing you're going to have, minutes on one and hours on the other. I don't know. It is nice snapback, almost like a mecha quartz. But that is a nice automatic chronograph. It's a pilot style, so you want to be able to read it at a glance. I love that the contrast. And that blue is just freaking fantastic. I'm used to having blues like this. My Longines has a really good blue. Just other ones I happen to have on the table. I've got an Invicta in blue. I know you're like, what the hell is that Invicta doing there in that collection? Whatever. It's a cheap watch and it works really well. And it looks nice. My Casio Duro's got nice blue. So I like blue. Blue's one of my favorite colors. But I saw that and I was like, oh, that is beautiful. I may even go get another Rebel DCC, but instead of the white face I got last time, the Panda, I may actually go and get in this color. I think that would look even better. But that is a fantastic freaking watch. I love the strap. That should take on a nice patina over time. It's all hand stitched and or hand done. That's just gorgeous. I love the rivets here. That should be a nice, tough, durable strap. But I've always got the option if I want to go swimming or do something with it, and you're going to be, on vacation, we're going to be doing more swimming. You don't want to get your leather watch, your leather strap, messed up. Go ahead and pop it off and put on a silicone strap. Go ahead and find, I don't know, go find a NATO strap. There's some orange on there. Actually, that would probably look really freaking good. You got orange on the dial. That would look probably like the bee's knees. Only problem is that's a 22. I mean, you could make it work. But anyway, that is the new Liv. So that is now officially, God, that's a really thick leather strap, but it's so freaking soft and pliable. They did a really good job of that. Kudos. Whoever's making your straps for you, Liv, good job. Good job, James and the Chaz. They're just a cool company. I love being able to see the movement in there. See it whirring away. Just really, really nice action. Love the bezel. That is tasty. Just a beautiful looking watch, man. That is a watch that is absolutely a conversation starter. That is just really nice. You see that on your wrist. It's different. It looks rugged. It looks utilitarian while still having this just, I don't know, man. There's something about it. I love the machining on the crown. I love the logo. I love the orange. I love the shape of those buttons like an actual stopwatch. That strap is tremendous. And that dial, man. I know, it's, oh, you're a dial guy. I mean, overall, you want the whole watch to look nice. But the way they pulled it back together with the black titanium, the brown, the orange, and the blue, they're colors that you wouldn't necessarily think would go together, but god damn do they work. And you got the little logo right there. Not a lot of billboarding here. I mean, you just got a little plain, and you just got the simple Liv name and logo, Swiss made. 46, I was expecting it to feel bigger. Honestly, that's a 46, but it's not that much bigger than this Casio Duro that's like a 44. I mean, it's 2 millimeters. In my head, you just think, oh, it's going to be huge. But it really isn't. It's bigger than some are going to like, but it's a pilot watch. It's a watch that needs to be big enough that at a glance you need all your information and stuff like that, whether it be flight time or whatever it is you're using the watch for. You want to be able to glance at it and see the time without having to break out the monocle like Mr. Peanut and squint at it. But that is just absolutely gorgeous. Now, for the guys that say, you got to hold the watch steady, you keep moving around, you're talking. Okay, we're going to do a couple slow motion or stills here. I'm going to hold it. You can see that dial. See that bezel. See those buttons, yo. The strap is just absolutely gorgeous. I love that they match the buckle to the color and finish of the case. You get your quick disconnects. You got that case back. And it's at a movement, so most higher end jewelers, that are used to doing, services and stuff should be able to do the service for you. Just keep the receipt for your 5-year warranty. But that is just absolutely awesome. And numbered limited edition. In this case, number 457 out of 1,000. Just an absolutely, this is going to be one of the prides in my collection for sure. And like I said, it's the most expensive one I've got until I go getting a Frederic Constant or a Frederic Constant or a Baume & Mercier Riviera or a Tudor Black Bay. This is the upper end of my watch collection right now. My Longines was close, but that was quartz, and so MSRP on that's only $1,100. And some would say, that's a lot of money for a micro brand. I don't know. It's a great watch. Companies like this and Formex, some of those companies, Christopher Ward, they may be micro brands. They're not Tudor. They're not the manufacturing powerhouse that Rolex is. But this is some seriously crazy good shit. So hats off to you over there at Liv. I can't praise your guys' stuff enough. I mean, this is a watch that feels special. Yeah, I've got other nice watches. Tissot makes a great watch. Citizen, Seiko, Belova, Victorinox. I've got some nice watches. Longines, I got 2 of those. Those are nice watches. But you don't see something like this every day. This is this is the thing that people, what is that? No one's going to know what this is. You have a Rolex on your wrist? Yeah, you get kudos for being able to afford a Rolex and getting through their stupid waiting list and everything. But, anybody who's anybody has a Rolex. You know what I mean? You've seen one, you've kind of seen them all. Nobody else is wearing this. Very few people. They only made 1,000 of them. So it's very, very cool to have something that someone cared enough to make and cared enough to be different while using state-of-the-art machining, Swift's craftsmanship, picking a really good, solid movement as the basis for their watch, and just doing it up. I mean, someone had to design this. Someone had to think about the colors and the sizing of this and the placement of that, and probably went through 50 revisions and testing before they finally said this. This is what I want. This is what I want to put on the market. This is what I'm proud to put my name on. And that's what Chaz and Company did. And for that, I love it. I love it. This is a fantastic freaking watch. So hope you enjoyed. I'll put the link there to it. Check these guys out. Yeah, there's Formex. There's Christopher Ward. There's so many good micro brands out there. And who's to say, well, this one's the best or that? There's a lot of them. And they're putting out some quality products. When you're in that micro brand, and some of these, I think, they got some new ones that go up, I think, closer to 3,000 if you deck them out with the titanium bracelet and stuff. So these are not cheap watches. They're most inexpensive watches, like $450 or $480 or something like that. That's where they start. But you're getting something that's different. It's a little bit off the beaten path. They're doing their own thing. Their marketing is phenomenal. Their customer service is absolutely staggeringly good. And the product is just awesome. So I had 3, but so many watches just wasn't wearing as much. I was like, you know what? I'd rather consolidate and take that money and put it into one really nice Liv watch and get my money's worth, because I'll wear this a lot more than I would wear each of the individual of the 3, at any given moment. So there you have it. I think I've gushed enough. It's 20 minutes of eyeing and cooing over this, but honestly, it deserves it. And so does the company. Give them a shot, man. I don't know anybody that's bought a Liv that was not impressed as hell with the experience, the customer service, and the finished product. It's tremendous. Have a good one, everybody.